So Squid Game the Challenge is a reality competition based on the South Korean hit drama Squid Game. Sounds familiar, right? Of course it does. In the fictional show, player 456, Soo Ji-hun, won 45.6 billion won, which equals around 38 million US dollars. Now, it would be dope if Netflix just stuck to this winning prize number and made it the US equivalent, but instead the winning amount here is 4.56 million. Which, hell, I mean, still that's plenty of money, but I'm just stating the facts here. It would have been nice to still get that 38, you know? But anyway, the series is pretty spot on. It starts out just like the original Squid Game series where everyone is being picked up by that black van. Now, I doubt that they actually used the smoke to knock them out. I mean, come on, it's just a reality TV show, but for the most part, everything is still pretty spot on, which I was very surprised by. The set designs also look pretty dope, and honestly, I think they have Mr. Beast's Squid Game YouTube video beat. I mean, which they should, right? Shit, I mean, it's their original IP. They have to be the ones to go the hardest. It's like being beat at home court. It's just embarrassing. Also, I see they got battleships, which is definitely a new game that's not in the original series. Because number one, I'm pretty sure the contestants here have already seen the original series, so there's not going to be any surprises if they haven't changed up anything. And number two, the contestants would also have an unfair advantage if anyone is there who hasn't seen the show, which I don't think that's possible, but they would also have an advantage on the games and the challenges, which would also ruin everything. Because think about it, in games like Marbles, people would already know not to choose to play that game with someone they're close to because they know one of them would have to go home. So I'm very curious to see how they're gonna switch that up. So do you guys actually think they're controlling the cameras from that little arcade stick in that room? Or do you guys think Netflix just told them to play around with shit like his fidget spinners to make it look like they're actually controlling everything? Because I can't really decide, but I think it's fake. But it looks like when he's pressing buttons, things are actually happening on the screen. So what do you guys think?
What's that like to be able to pay off your house? What's that like to be able to pay off your car? I know these may be simple dreams, but what's
I mean,
that
yeah,
like?
you know, I feel where she's coming from. She's trying to pay some shit off, you know? We're all trying to pay shit off.
Holy crap.
All right, okay, so it's game time.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. Because I'm the one.
Then you understand that sympathy is only a weakness.
See, you know, this guy isn't wrong, but I'm immediately getting asshole arrogant vibes from him. So, I mean, I'm not going to start judging too early. Let's see where things go first, but I don't know. I'm getting those vibes from him.
My mom, she was like a superstar athlete.
He's going to outlast me and embarrass me in front of all my family and friends.
Yeah, and you know what? For some strange reason, I think he's right. I think his mom is about to embarrass him competitively in this competition. I can just feel it.
Stop moving when the doll stops singing.
Okay, so red light, green light is still first, and they have 5 minutes to make it to the other side, which sounds pretty accurate with the original series, right? Okay, so that's a nice touch, and I was also expecting that. The little bullet things going off inside of their shirts for the bullet effect. I want to say Mr. Beast also had that in his video as well. I think it was probably the same tech that they're using, but yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's the...
Okay, so I'm not going to lie. They're doing a pretty good job with the storytelling aspect here because it's dramatic and it kind of draws you in because you really want to see this guy's mom make it to the other side. And there we have it, the legendary Squid Game bunk beds.
Kidding me. Whoa, my God. You're over there, right?
And of course, everyone's already, you know, clicking up and grouping up and stuff because rightfully so, right? I mean, that's a part of the game.
They think, you know, I'm frail, but I'm not really frail. And my mind is sharp, and that can help my chances a great deal.
You know, I actually like Rick. You know, he seems like a genuine human being, you know? I mean, he really does seem like someone you can trust, but at the same time, I mean, you don't really know how true that is because even the show taught us with the old guy that he couldn't even be trusted. So I don't know, but he gives off trustworthy vibes right now. Okay, that's pretty dope. They're all synchronized and shit.
Attention all players. Here are the results of the first game.
And is it just me, or does it seem like they actually have the real voice actors from the real show? I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the actual real show, but it sounds like it could be the same people, and I could see them doing something like that, them being Netflix, of course. Also, 10K gets added to the pot for every player that's been eliminated. And I could be off about this, but I think it was roughly 100K per player in the original show, for comparison. But anyway, just like that, they are now down to 197 players remaining.
Wow, that's a lot.
And there's your big fat piggy bank full of prop money. I think it's prop money anyway.
The current total stands at $2.59 million.
Damn. You know, honestly, I might have to sign up to compete in the next season of Squid Game The Challenge if Netflix has another season anyway. But they probably won't because, well, you know, Netflix.
Smiling, I'm having a good time, but mentally, I'm looking for any way to win. I'm locked in.
Okay, so once again, this guy does seem like he's pretty focused, right? But at the same time, he keeps giving off like this, he's too arrogant kind of vibes. And I just don't think that's the way you want to enter a game like this. You know, especially when you going home or not could possibly be resting on another player's shoulders.
Between games, there will also be tests.
So one of the cool twists about the reality show is that they're going to be testing the contestants in between the normal typical challenges, which means now the players have to worry about a lot more. They now have to worry about being eliminated in between the challenges that eliminate them, which I think is going to make things pretty interesting. Also, during these tests, players can grant other players with advantages to help them in the games, and they can gain opportunities to send other players home. So I'm going to tell you right now, because they have the power to grant advantages and send players home, a lot of players are about to get f***ed hard, and not in a good way.
This is getting serious.
It really is. I mean, you got to be an expert level backstabber to win this game. At some point in time, you're going to have to backstab somebody you're close to. It's just going to happen.
They're just always like strutting around, show how big and strong I am.
We can do dips. We can do dips.
Oh, you can do dips on a
All right, okay, so player 432 is already creating a team of jocks, which is completely okay, but he's being very loud about it, which I just think that's not a very smart way to go about things right now. He's just bringing too much attention to himself, if you ask me.
It's now time for chores.
So also, I forgot to mention that the players now have chores and are all responsible for keeping their own living area clean. So two of the players, Danny and Cal, are put on carrot peeling duty. And during this time, they are given the ability to make an anonymous decision to help a player or send a player home. All right, so anyway, they make their decision and then they head back to the other players in the dormitory like nothing ever happened. Shady bastards. But also, I'm just joking. That's the way you got to play the game, man.
Food.
Okay, so they finally get their first meal, and it's a fried egg with a little scoop of rice, which definitely does not look like enough to feed a grown man.
Did you just get another?
Yes!
He just came from down his bunk and opened the second one.
I mean, can you blame him though? Honestly?
They're both snoring. Oh my.
So the first night passes, and it's lights out like they're in a prison. Now here, player 432 actually does have a point this time, and it's just not arrogant assholism that's just coming out. People are snoring quite loud beside him, and he can't sleep, so the fool just starts working out. And I mean, I guess that's a decent use of his time. I mean, tire yourself out, maybe you'll be able to go to sleep. What else can you really do in a situation like that?
All I know is that I feel like shit, and I want to go back to sleep.
While you have been in the dorm, the first test has taken place.
All right, so later that day, they revealed to the rest of the players in the dormitory that the first test has already happened and that those players have already decided to eliminate someone.
Feel my heart, man.
Now, I do think that at this point, the players that were left in the dormitory know that the players that were out doing chores were the ones who were offered the test. But even if the contestants that were left in the dormitory were aware of the players that were out doing chores, they still wouldn't know which ones were approached, you know, at what point in time. Some went to the kitchen, some went to the back area to help clean the bathrooms, locker rooms, and all of that stuff. So I think they're probably pretty safe on, you know, making the test, making the anonymous decision, and not getting caught. So they finally decide to announce the player that got eliminated by scattering the player number display until the number shows up, and we actually see that it's player 200. So Danny and Cal, who eliminated player 200, says that they dropped him because he seemed to be floating around trying to get in good with many different groups.
I immediately feel awful.
All right, so now my response to that is like, who cares? You know, but at the same time, when you're forced to have to eliminate a player and you don't really know anyone, this is what happens. You know, you just start nitpicking stuff and you just go off of what you can.
It It is now time for the next game.
But anyway, after that, the episode ends with the players splitting into 4 lines. Lines 1, 2, 3, and 4, where they're sent to a room to play the cookie game. But there's a new twist this time around. The first players from each line are sent into the room to have to choose a cookie shape, but they all have to agree with their decisions to progress or all 4 players are eliminated. And then afterwards, a new set of 4 are sent in from the front of each line again to decide, and this cycle basically will go on and on until everyone agrees to the shape they have. Alright, so as we can imagine, which we don't have to because we saw it, but every player who went first for this game got f***ed because they didn't know what would happen if they didn't all unanimously agree to the cookie shape that they chose until they ran out of time. And you only get 2 minutes to decide. And even by the end of episode 1, they still don't really have a group that's able to agree on a decision. So I guess them knowing that they would get eliminated if they don't make up their minds didn't really help out that much.
You failed to come to a unanimous decision and have broken the rules of the game.
How mad would y'all be if it came down to somebody having to pick Umbrella and I went and got Umbrella? I would be pissed. Don't do it.
Ah, man. I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, but honestly, I'd be fighting too to not have to end up with Umbrella because, I mean, if you got Umbrella already, you basically already got one foot out the door.
Hey, please stop crying, bro. Jesus Christ.
Hey, player 299 is going through it right now. Like, damn.
I am extremely gullible. It is a problem. If someone says something to me, I'm gonna like believe it immediately.
But my thing is, how can you admit to being an extremely gullible person and then sign up for a show like this where you know you can be manipulated? Okay, so here we go again. They have 2 minutes to now decide unanimously.
Listen to me real quick. I want you guys to shut up real quick and listen to me for a second. I'll pick a freaking door if you listen to me.
Some respect, bro. Chill.
Yeah, but see, it's too late for all of that, man. Like, you've already shown that you're sensitive. Like, now all of a sudden he's trying to flip the script and be all tough, but I mean, they've already seen the real you. You just kind of got to stick with it now.
But spit on someone else's cookie, please. Lick it.
I'll spit on your cookie, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna spit right on your cookie. Come on, we got.
Okay, so spit on someone else's cookie? Yeah, it's getting a bit freaky now.
Oh, guys, if I finish, I'll come help you, okay?
Yep. Player 299 is an idiot. Yep, he is. See that right there? That, my friends, is the look of immediate regret. And also the look of stupidity.
Players will not be permitted to assist other players.
That is a fool.
I thought that we could help each other.
Yeah, well, you thought, Spencer.
But it's a competition. I should have thought about that sooner.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe before you signed up, Spencer. Yeah, I honestly think that would have been a perfect time to think about it. All right, so Group 1 heads inside and they run to their captain excited, as they should be, because circle is the easiest shape.
I can't help but think, like, if I'm gonna win this game, I need to start playing like my mom.
All right, so I want to say in the original series, everyone did all of their shapes at the same time, right? Like here they're doing them in order of the shapes that correlate with the groups. So like Group 1 does circle, Group 2 does triangle, and so on. But I want to say in the original show, they just did everything all at the same time. I know that would be way too chaotic here, the way they have it set up, but I think that's the difference I'm seeing.
Player 80, pass. Player 452, pass. Player 35, pass.
All right, so they had 10 minutes to complete this challenge. Oh, damn, he's out.
Player 302, pass.
and his mom beat him. See, that's what I'm saying. This woman came to win. I don't know what the hell her son is doing.
It cracked y'all.
70.
Damn, another one.